Alright, people, we're going to try to make this short and sweet today. Making a video real quick, sweetie. So, I had a situation brought to my attention that I would really like some assistance on as soon as I get more identifying information. We've all worked or helped with or heard about the many versions of abuse cases done in the school districts lately. Many of you that hopefully watched this video well aware of some of the fights we have seen unfold. Today's story is not physical abuse so much, thank God, but I actually think is more appalling. Yeah, I know. What could be actually worse than a teacher smacking the crap out of a kid, right? Well, situation here is a girl about 6 years old or so, about kindergarten age, informed her teacher that they needed to use the restroom. Teacher informed them that there wasn't time. Quick disclaimer, I'm not going to use exact quotes. I was not there, so understand that nothing I say was a direct quote from the teacher, the student, or the parent. This is my hillbilly ass phrasing it my way. Alright? Back to the story. The little girl informs her teacher she needs to go to the bathroom. Teacher says, I'm sorry, there's no time. The little girl tells her it's an emergency, she is going to have an accident. Teacher pretty much tells her, tough shit, hold it. Well, I don't know how many of you all have had 6-year-olds. Hold it's not a very good idea for bathroom emergencies. Little girl had an accident on herself. After requesting twice to use the bathroom. But teacher couldn't be bothered, didn't have enough time. Now, I'd love to say that is the worst part of the story, but it's actually about to get a whole lot worse. So, stick with me here. First off, after having an accident, it would seem to me the logical step would be to remove the young girl from class, take her in and try to clean her up maybe. At the very least, take her to the office and notify the parents immediately. So that way they can come get this poor girl, because I'm sure this was absolutely humiliating to her. They didn't. This little girl was forced to sit in human waste for several hours and then ride the bus home. That is when mom discovered the accident. Of course, cleaned her daughter up and decided to go to Facebook and rant a little bit to get it off of her chest. So this girl spent 3.5 hours sitting in human waste without the teacher giving a damn, without notifying the parents, without giving her a chance to clean herself up, etc. That's fucking disgusting. That's abuse, in my opinion. Plain and simple. I understand that teachers can't let every kid that says potty run to the bathroom, because, of course, there will be those that take advantage of that. Sorry, I had to plug my phone back in here. It got loose. But, after the fact that this little girl did have an accident proving she legit needed to go to the bathroom, teacher didn't address that situation at all. Little girl was not cleaned up after sitting several hours in human waste and sent home without even notifying mom. Not even so much as a letter. You know what? It had taken the teacher 30 seconds to write, hey, your kid had an accident and I'm a lazy piece of shit that wouldn't let her clean herself up. Apparently that is too much to ask of our educators nowadays. God, this country's not going to hell. I'm pretty sure it actually is hell at this point. Now, story actually takes another twist and, in my opinion, makes it even worse. Mom ran it and vented, but has refused multiple requests to release the teacher's name or the school. Have narrowed it down to Grove City, but that's not real specific for an elementary school, I don't believe. Hopefully one of y'all can actually narrow that down very quickly. That'd be awesome. The problem being is, folks, this isn't okay. So I will be tagging several of my friends, mainly my loudest, most obnoxious activists, my most true diehard patriots, everybody pretty much I can. I'm going to work on obtaining information because I want to raise hell. I would have been pissed and called for punishment had this little girl been forced to have an accident on herself. Oh, quick note on that. Little girl being about 6 years old, I know somebody's going to ask, this little girl has been potty trained and has not had an accident since she was 3, according to mom. So 3 years she hasn't had an accident. So this isn't a little girl that's prone to an oops or can't tell a difference in between, a fart and a poop or a sneeze and a pee. This little girl is well potty trained and has never had an accident. But back to my original point there. Had this little girl been forced to have an accident and the teacher addressed that and dealt with it, I would have been pissed, called for unpaid leave, etc. It's not the case. She left this little girl in soiled clothes for several hours, never notified mom. I don't want this teacher put on administrative leave. I don't want this teacher written up. I want her fucking teaching degree. I'm going to call for my network of deplorables and anarchists and fuck-ups and all of you other people. I want this teacher's job. This was unprofessional. This was immature. And the after result. And this was, in my opinion, abuse. If I sent my 6-year-old to school after having an accident and then told the school it's fine, let her sit in it, I'd have children's services so far up my ass, they'd be able to taste my tonsils. I'd open my mouth and they could stick their tongue out. Why is it a teacher, a mandatory reporter by the law, somebody who is trained? Why are they not held accountable for this? And this is where, in my opinion, it takes an even worse turn. Yeah, having an accident on herself wasn't the worst part. Sitting in it for 2 or 3 hours wasn't even the worst part. The reason mom doesn't want to release the school information and the reason the mom doesn't want to release the teacher's information is out of fear of retaliation. I can understand a 6-year-old may be worried about getting in trouble. That would still bother me. But a grown woman, a mother, is scared that her daughter will be subject to being harassed or bullied, etc. by this teacher if this information gets back to the school and she gets in trouble. Hopefully this actually adds some fire to it, but mom is married to a veteran. Our families aren't prone for fear tactics. We get kind of used to them. So for her to express concern of her daughter being bullied in school, in my opinion, gives it a lot more weight. Folks, this is a kindergarten. This little girl is mastering how to tie her shoes, her ABCs. She should not have to live in fear of retaliation from a staff member at a school, and damn sure not from an actual licensed certified teacher. She should not be forced to sit in a chair until she has an accident in herself, and she damn sure shouldn't be expected to sit there for hours on end in her own waste. Obviously, I think everybody will hopefully agree that that is a form of physical abuse. That's disgusting. It's a major health concern. There's a reason it's called human waste. It's dirty, it's nasty, and it's unhealthy to be exposed to. Especially for prolonged periods of time, especially in small children who are more prone to getting sick, etc. But think about the mental anguish this poor kid just went through. She sat there covered in her own waste around her friends, and they would have known, they would have noticed, for several hours like this. But I'd be embarrassed and humiliated if I had an accident on myself and had to even walk past one of my friends or family members. This poor little girl sat there for hours like that. So I am going to hopefully get as much information about this school and which teacher. But it may be a little bit of work if anybody can help point me in the right direction in the Grove City area elementary school. I don't know if there's multiples, but hopefully we can find out. But folks, if I get this information, I will call for you to rally behind me, and we need to demand answers. This is not acceptable. This is not okay. Again, had this little girl been told to hold it and had an accident, I'd be annoyed. Maybe ask for, some type of reaction from the school, which, by the way, hasn't reacted at all so far. But that, again, without a hard outcry, mom is scared to reach out and ask for help. But I would have been upset this little girl would have been forced to have an accident. I'm pissed that this little girl was forced to sit in her own waste, ride the bus home in her own waste, and the teacher couldn't even so much as make a phone call, send her to the nurse's office. So folks, I know we have a lot of power in our network of people. Let's protect this child. Let's make sure other children are not forced to this level of humiliation and abuse. This isn't right. This little girl is probably humiliated and embarrassed to go back to school, and she's scared of her teacher. And I'm not okay with that. And if you are, get the hell off my page. But if you will stand with me, let me know, and as soon as I get the information, I will spread that like wildfire. Alright, y'all, I got a few other videos I want to try to make tonight, so I'm going to get off this one and start on those, and I've been being lazy with my videos lately. All this ugliness is only allowed so much camera time. But folks, help me out here. Let's get this. Goodbye.